Hello everybody, it's Sunday morning and the weather is absolutely fantastic. It's a bit fresh but very sunny, and we are in a small forest. No, we are in a large forest at about 400 meters altitude. It's the month of October. Weather is fantastic. Mushrooms are all over the place. Let's discover them together. And I hope we can also have a nice hike at the same time. This species is one very common wood eater. You see that it's growing on dead wood, here on a dead stump. Yellow in color, with the cap a little bit brown maybe in the middle, but overall yellow with green tendency. But most important are the gills that have this little green tints, like pale green. And you see that the top of the stipe as well. Top of the stipe and the gills with this beautiful green color. See that the margin of the cap as well has some black color. This is because this black color comes from the spore. The spores are actually purple. This is called Hypholoma fasciculare. So this species is not edible because it's too bitter, and it doesn't smell anything actually, just smells like average button mushroom. Hypholoma fasciculare, very common on dead stumps, wood eater. Here, another type of Hypholoma fasciculare. Now this one is a bit tricky, to be honest. I'm not 100% sure of what this is. Let's look at it together. Well, the size is relatively large. This is my finger in comparison, so it's just a relatively large mushroom. Perhaps the most striking is that the cap is full of little spikes. These are not scales, but really spikes. The stipe has a ring as well, and the ring is going down like a skirt. The gills are free. Only a few genera share this. Lepiota, Amanita, Pluteus, and Agaricus. The fact that you have a skirt ring, white gills, free gills, makes me hesitate between Amanita and Lepiota. Lepiota usually have a ring that can move, and that is not like a skirt, but really like a ring. So, in fact, these species look very much like a cousin of Amanita rubescens. Amanita rubescens is an Amanita that gets red, or a color of wine. It was called Amanita vinosa in the past. This one is a variety that is much less red, that has more like this brown color, but that has very spiky hat. It was also called Amanita franchetti in the past, and you can find it also in forests a bit more in altitude. Very much Amanita franchetti, and nowadays called Amanita aspera. Amanita aspera, very likely Amanita aspera. It seems that it has been even renamed as Lepiota. Thus Lepiota aspera. It smells a bit like burnt rubber. Not fantastic smell, you will say, but fresh burnt rubber. Doesn't make it any better. This one is supposed to be tasty, only when well cooked. If it's raw, it's very toxic, just like Amanita rubescens. However, I wouldn't dare to try that, even me who knows mushroom a little bit. So I will not recommend to try this one, because there are so many confusion possibles with Amanitas that are very toxic. Amanita or Lepiota aspera, first time I see that. There must be boars around. I heard them shouting a few minutes ago. I didn't get it on camera, unfortunately. I see traces of boars everywhere, and I even smell them. But I don't see them. They are careful. They don't want to see a human who smells sweat and perfume several kilometers away. To disturb them on a Sunday morning. I understand them. Clearly, we have some boars here. You see all this damage on the field made by boars. Yeah, it has been a very long time I didn't see them. Coprinus atramentarius, it's called. So Coprinus is a genus that is very easy to identify because it makes spores that resolve as sort of ink. So, hopla. And you can guess it from this relatively young individual that yeah, you see that on the sides already of the hat, of the cap, that the spores are getting a bit black. Here you have different ages of the same mushroom. So you see that when it gets old, when it's getting older, the spores are getting black and dropping like ink. So this is typical of the genus Coprinus. Coprinus also have a hat that is separable from the stipe. Voilà, like this. So the gills are actually free. Voilà, you see here. The gills are actually free. And this species grows in big troops with this grey cap. Ça va, je peux parler, oui. With this grey cap growing in big troops like this, especially on areas where there is lots of nitrogen. You can also find them in cities as well. Even growing, pushing concrete out. So this species is Coprinus atramentarius. Doesn't smell anything at all, like absolutely no smell. It is in theory edible, but you have to be careful not to eat it while drinking wine. Like all other Coprinus species, it causes temporary but very unpleasant disease, which gives you a very red face and is very unpleasant. So, edible, but to be avoided with wine. We've seen that one before. Pluteus cervinus. Another Lepiota procera. awesome. Interesting. This is something a bit different from what we've seen so far. See that there are quite a lot around here. And this type of mushroom, they are not bigger, see my finger? They are perhaps a few, like a couple of centimeters tall. And this group of mushrooms are called Ramaria. They look like little trees. And this one in particular, you see that we are under spruce, right? And so we are under spruce. It is of this ochre color, dirty ochre color. And if you would try to touch it and damage it, it doesn't get green. So this is, I'll just show you closer. You see, it's actually also a litter degrader. It is eating the litter here, as you can see. And so it has plenty of these little branches. The base, you see that all are coalescent at the base, so all the branches of the mushroom are coming together at the stipe here. It is of this ochre color, no tendency to become green. If it will become green, that will be Ochracea ovirens. But this one is Ramaria abietina. Ramaria abietina, like all the Ramarias, they are first of all not super tasty, and if you would eat them, you would actually get sick. It is giving diarrhea. There is no specific smell on that one. See that they are basically almost everywhere here. So this is it. I hope you enjoyed this little mushroom finding experience, this little hike. With that, I wish you a very good week and I see you next time. Yo!